Alright, what's going on, boys? So I want to start this off by saying if you're experienced, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of value out of this video, but I mean, I guess if you want to see some wizard gameplay, welcome. To all you guys who are new, this is going to be me going from level 1 to 15 on my wizard. I'm not the best player in the world by any stretch of the way, but I do pick up a few kills. I do have a flawless run up to level 15, and I think it is a good showcase for how you should be starting out on your wizard. I try to explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it a lot throughout this video, just to kind of help any of you guys out who might need a little bit of advice going into the dungeon. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive right into this. I'm going to take off Mana Surge, throw on Staff Mastery, okay? So I'm going to be doing the Wizard Bonk build. Let's get rid of all these, start from a clean slate. Take Zap, Ignite, take Magic Missile, take Invis, and take Fireball. So this is going to be the spell setup I run. Like I said, Staff Mastery. I'm going to replace Meditation with Arcane Shield. So I'm going to be kind of preservative with my spells unless it's in PvP, aside from Ignite. Ignite's going to be to clear. Go ahead and head to the Squire. And I like to run the Adventurer Tunic, Cloth Pants, Adventurer Boots, and Wizard Hat. Now, you might be wondering why not Wizard Shoes. That is because the Adventurer Boots give more move speed and they have better armor rating, which to me is a lot more important than just one magical power. Wizard Hat, headshot damage reduction, a little bit of magic power, armor rating for only -2 move speed. Kinda worth it, just my opinion. But yeah. Spellbook main hand, magic staff off. This is what we're gonna run. And without further ado, let's dive right into this and see what I can pull off. Fortunately, I hate this freaking spawn. But just to give you guys kind of the basic lowdown here, I'm going to be severely avoiding PvP if I'm able to in the very beginning, just because this build right now, like I said already, is very weak. So trying not to get hit by that. Yeah, if I get pressed or whatever, sure, but if I see, and depending on the class too, like if it's another squishy class that has not really any gear, which obviously right now they won't, then maybe. Just kind of depends on the situation. But I'm not going to go mindlessly pushing any fights, because generally speaking, I have low HP, low move speed, low damage. I mean, it's just not a good decision to be making right now. And peep the fart cloud trolling me. That's crazy. Now my nose hairs are fried. Thanks a lot, zombie. Okay, that's an exit. Alright, I will keep that in mind, actually. I might run back here to leave at the end of the game. I'll clear a path. Make sure I kill all the enemies that are in my way. For any new players that might be watching, always use your environment. If you're able. Additional physical damage, that will help me a little bit if I end up having to bonk somebody. So another problem with early wizard is the clear is very slow. So you gotta kind of play around that. Take into consideration that you should probably try to find a way out pretty early and then play around that way out. Three knowledge feels good. I know there's a lot of new players out there, so I'm just trying to explain everything I'm doing. Knowledge is what controls how many spell slots you have, and it also controls how fast you cast your spells. So, as you can imagine, this is a really good stat for Wizard. The counterpart to that is your Will, which controls your damage, and I think it's like buff duration. Yeah. magical interaction speed, spell power, buff and curse duration, and base magic resistance as well. So that's pretty good. So those are your two main stats on Wizard besides HP. I still 3-hit these guys with Ignite on, so that's not too bad. Loot these tombs. So I only have 4 minutes left, as you see. So I'm going to fully loot this room to the best of my ability, and then I'm going to go ahead and go on back to my blue from earlier and get out. So, I'm willing to burn these magic missiles on these guys just because we're so close to the end of the game. I have a way out. Where there? Oh, he got right out. My guy did not want anything to do with that. Which is fine by me, because I don't really either. Oh, yes. Okay, green spell buff. This would be a little bit better if I was a warlock, because of the magical healing, but it is still double the damage of what I had. I'm gonna assume, since he took that portal, the mobs are dead, and with that, he left these boxes. Now, these boxes have good loot a lot of the time. As you can see, I'm really just trying to min-max my loot here. Candies. Yeah. And if you take a look on the map, this is static, so this will be here every single time. So if you're ever in a pinch and you don't know where to go, if you're able to find this room up in the corner, it's got this, just so you know. I didn't know that until now. There you go. So just off the first game, we are level 6. I'm going to come into here and I'm going to grab my next perk, which is going to be... I'm stuck between these two. I'm probably going to take Ice Shield. The reason for this is because of the armor rating, and when somebody hits you, it slows them down. So if there's a player chasing us and they hit us once, the chances of them landing a second hit before I'm able to put a nice amount of distance between us is very low. So this is what we're going to roll with. That netted us 294 from the collector. So with this money, I'm going to grab some health pots and some more bandages, because, you know, we all make mistakes, so it's good to have these things. Actually, yes. So we're losing a little bit of move speed, but we're going to gain... Actually, let's double the armor rating. I think I'll do that for only max 3. I mean, I'm already slow, so... We got the light Akadin for more armor. Here's going into game 2. Ice Shield, Staff Mastery, heals, protection pots, so on and so forth. Alright, and we are in game 2. Rolled Goblin Caves this time. So this map is actually the best solo map, in my opinion at least. But it is also arguably the most dangerous because of third parties. So we have to be careful for that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go through here. This is more of a popular area, but there's a lot of good stuff in this region, to include this centipede, which we are going to kill. I'm gonna pull him up into that big room. If somebody tries to push me while I am fighting this guy, all I gotta do is go invisible, and the aggro will switch. So I'm not too concerned. So to fight this guy, it's actually really easy. I know he looks intimidating. What you gotta do is stay really close to him, so he cannot hit you. And then obviously just back off when he does that. Watch me right there to get the stun a little quicker. He has the chance to drop jewelry, which got a terrible centipede that time. But it's also a really good source of XP, which, as you know right now, is super important. So there's an exit already going up. Can't tell if Gob's in here dead or not. They are. There's a player through here. Could be anywhere. Over here. Looks like fighter But we're catching this guy off guard, which is a really good thing. I can just hit him with a surprise fireball. Oh, they're taming. Okay. That's what we're doing first match. Obviously, in a situation like that, you want to just back off every time. Which I'm going to play my life here. And I think fully disengage. I know that fighter was hurt pretty bad, but not really a whole lot I can do with the room. I'm not really getting out with a lot, but I mean, getting teamed on, what are you really going to do? Alright, and we in. So if you're ever in this wolf room, super easy. Bring these fools over here. And you jump on top of this chest, they can't do nothing, they're just gonna kill all of them. Ooh, much better magic stuff. That's actually such a nice find. I definitely feel a lot better about my bonking capabilities now. Okay, this room has a lot of enemies, and it's got a shield giant. This might take a little while to clear, but there are some pretty good chests here. And they're not typically locked either. Easy peasy, baby. So to take this guy down, pretty straightforward. I've got to get rid of this douchebag first, getting in my way. Okay, so you want to take down the shield guy. All you gotta do is get up in his face, and whichever way he moves his shield initially in his attack, you go the opposite direction. Like that. Like that, he goes down. So this room's really good, especially if it takes you a while, or even, rather, I don't want to say especially, but even if it takes you a while, because there's an exit right below us, and it's only being guarded by a few kobolds. So if you get to the point that I'm at now, you have an escape. And you also have, potentially, another lion's head down below, which is usually unlocked. If I mentioned it earlier, these giants are considered mini-bosses, so they will give you a handsome amount of XP as well. Very unlucky this is not a lion's head. 2 tap with Ignite, that's pretty nice. Still not bad. I will take it. I'm going to lose out on a little bit of HP, but I'm getting damage out of it. And a little bit of armor, so I'm totally cool with that. Now, with the last 4 minutes of the match, I'm going to come in here and try to break a few boxes to fill up my inventory. Wait. Went to the left. Oh, he's running from the Yeti. That's it. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with that. There's also a lion's head in the center of this room, which I don't know if he looted. Does not appear to be so. Locked. That's not. Side note, if you're ever hurt, definitely heal before you loot. Just in case, because you really never know. Let's grab this stuff to fill up the inventory a little bit better. We're running out of time here. As you can see, we only got 2 minutes and 45 seconds. That's it. We're gonna hop on out again. That will conclude our 3rd game. We hit level 10 off of that, so we can go ahead and grab our 3rd perk, which for me, I'm going to take Cocaine Mastery. I like this because it basically makes your invisibility cast instant, which is really nice. Also, obviously greatly reduces your magic missile time. 414. That's 70 damage with the staff to the head. That's actually really nice. I'm gonna full clear this in here so I have easy access to an exit. I got a player right here. Poor guy. Kinda got caught out a little bit. So, generally speaking, for the ranged classes, that is why we still bring casting elements, because we're just for classes that are fast in general. You really don't want to try to push up on somebody, unless you're in a tight space. You don't want to try to push up on somebody that's ranged, because it will get you killed most of the time, especially if their aim's good. Didn't really seem to have anything too crazy. About the same level we are. He did have a couple of okay rings for us at the quickness, more so than anything. Again, you always want to loot mummies because there's a pretty good chance they have pendants or decent jewelry. Mid, but not too bad, I guess. And that will end game 3. Same thing as before, we're just gonna beat on these guys. Your pot's breaking. We got a player. He's definitely not friendly, so I hit him with a splash of the fireball. Pretty good. I'm gonna test out the bomb. He doesn't seem to be very weird. He's making a big mistake. Fighting us right now. Once. Twice. He is alive, but not well. The zap ready. Oh, that missed. Oh my gosh. That was very close. Holy. I actually whiffed so hard in the end. He must have had anti-magic. So, Warlocks have a perk that gives them a whole bunch of magic resistance, which makes them a very formidable opponent when you're playing somebody like Wizard. That would explain why he was able to tank so many hits. Do a lot. Yeah, as you can see, he had no gear, but he tanked a bunch of stuff. That was... I don't think that'll sell. But that was his magic resistance from anti-magic. Surely. We're gonna go ahead and rest and get our zaps back, as those are our most important spell. Another mistake, by the way, that I made there is I was zapping him with a staff. It is not a good idea to try to... it's not a good idea to try to cast with a staff. I don't really know what I was thinking, to be honest. Using a book is much better because the casting time is so much shorter, while the damage is a little bit less. Definitely a lot more worth it to have it come out a lot faster. You're also less likely to hit things and have it cancel your spell. So right here, this rope will come down at some point towards the end of the game. Now that this spot is secured and we have cleared over to it, this is ours for the taking. At any point we may need it. Another thing to take into consideration in this match specifically, having killed that player, he is likely the only other person to be even close to this right now. So the chances of that getting taken while we're gone, not very high. Not impossible, don't get me wrong, but it's not very likely. There's another exit right there. A little bit slow. Okay. You didn't do a whole lot of damage. Not too worried. Health. Lion's head chest in here, which most of the time I'm pretty sure is unlocked. Perfect diamond, feels good. That will conclude our last game. So you get to this point, you have all 4 perks, which for me personally, with this build, I would take spell overload, but I don't have enough knowledge at the moment. That's like 40 knowledge minimum, somewhere around there. It's very high. So if you're doing your build just like this, Bonk Wizard, at this point you could take either Fire Mastery or Reactive Shield, depending on if you feel like you want to do more damage, take Fire Mastery. Or if you want to be a little bit more tanky, take Reactive Shield. I prefer the tankiness, so that's what I'm gonna run. It's really not too bad. I like the Bonk. It's really good for PvE. Clears really nicely still. I mean, it helped that I found a blue magic staff. I mean, that thing was kind of awesome. But even before that, you know, damage is still okay for the mobs. I definitely would recommend, though, if you're going to bonk a player, try to hit some spells first. Unfortunately, I was not able to really showcase that in this video. But anyway, to any of you guys who made it to this point in the video, I want to say thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, and I really hope that I was able to teach you something. Have a fantastic night. Peace out.